Cause I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Yo, I got a lot of shit to say, so I'ma do this every day. I'll be writing things until I'm fucking buried in my grave. 6 feet deep under, but my body won't decay. Cause my messages are timeless, so they'll put them on display. Oh yeah, I rap with a certainty, I have a sense of urgency. A message for eternity, for everyone internally. I had some people burning me, but now they fucking learn to see I ain't the one to fuck with. Now they looking nervously, and I don't really care what you think of me respectfully. You can kick rocks if you think you're fucking better, see. I will outwork you, turn you to an enemy. Hurt you so bad that you're gonna need some therapy. I got the motherfucking recipe. I've been cooking up hits, I'ma leave a legacy. You'll be looking small when you're standing right next to me. I'm 5'10", bitch, but I'm 10 feet. Cause I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Cause I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Yeah, I'ma do it my way. Changed, man, all your music and arrangement. You don't know shit, shut your mouth, you can save it. I'm the same dude that got his come up from the basement. 100 songs, 100 weeks, didn't change it. Experiments, development, intelligence, and patience. I'll do it all again, cause I never feel complacent. Let's keep the good vibes, positivity's contagious. I'm never looking back, cause I made a life that's passionate. A college graduate suppressing all his talents, yeah. He found a way to go and change, become an advocate. For taking control of your life, go out and battle. And you think you have a dream, then act on it. Get after it, get out your head and fucking capture it. You got one life to master it. Don't give up on your future. We all start losers. We're all late bloomers. Gotta struggle through the sewer. What you say? Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Cause I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Yeah, I'ma do it my way.
Folks.
Hey, everybody. Let us know if you can hear us. Mark Hayes, Mac McAdams, Red Cup Tech Talk, Drag Cycling Cars. Can you guys hear us?
Another wonderful Tuesday.
It is. Just another day. After a long weekend of racing. If you guys can give us a thumbs up or anything, let us know you can hear us because there's no sense to keep on talking if you can't. That's what we're constantly working on, which sometimes we're delayed on airing. We've got a new internet platform that we're trying here tonight, thanks to my good friend Justin Dudley. He turned me on to this over the weekend at the King of the Creek race. So I went ahead and purchased it, and it's been a learning curve the last hour we've been working on it. Rob Garcia, can you hear us? Durwood, give me a thumbs up. You can hear me, buddy. Thank you, Mitchell Tree. I appreciate it, man. Hope life's been good to you, dude. But this week, we're going to do a little bit of talking kind of all around the spectrum. Really wanted to do, we named it Drag Cycling Cars for a reason. So the majority here lately has been a whole lot of grudge racing because Mark and myself have been doing a whole lot of grudge racing, right? So that's kind of been the focus this weekend. He said it's a little low, Jordan. Thank you, Jordan.
A little low. Your sound?
I guess he just said it's just a little bit low. Hey, Deshay, how you feeling, boy? Say, I can hear you, but you're a little low. I'll try to enunciate a little bit better. But this week we're going to talk about this past Elite 460 race that we went to because it seems to be. I know it's for sure been quite the roller coaster ride for myself, both good and bad, which is why we're. Thank you, Durwood. Appreciate it. Says we're loud and clear. Um, you know, we've been hearing and reading a whole lot of what went on. I know a lot of people are wanting to know what went on. We will get to that a little bit later on. I know I'm going to have Jimmy Shifflett on here shortly. We want to talk about what a badass weekend he had.
Yeah, finally he's making waves after
He-
all that. I guess what was that? The first race that he was over there cussing, didn't want to race
Yeah.
anymore. Fuck this bike. This is some bullshit. Throw the whole thing away.
Yeah,
And here
yeah.
goes to the finals.
You were an eyewitness to that. Yeah, you know, Mark.
Frustrations of racing.
Yes, you know, Mark basically is not very adverse when it comes to the motorcycle stuff. He doesn't get to hang out, but here lately, since we partnered up, he's been to probably 3 or 4 races together. So he got to meet Jimmy at the first race this year with his brand new bike, and a whole lot of frustration went on with that brand new bike. And Mark got to see bird's eye view of frustration of racing just with a motorcycle guy.
Right.
So, you know, big deal for myself and Jimmy Shifflett, along with Boo Brown and our entire team, to really been battling, man. Just you know, which we'll touch on that later on when Boo's available to call in himself. You know, we'll touch on that, but you know, we've all had some serious, with the exception of myself, some serious adversity this year. You know, namely, you know, Jimmy with a brand new bike, but Boo's kind of trials and tribulations started at the end of the year. Unfortunately, we had a mishap. I believe it was in Orlando, and man, that bike has just been it's just been beating him up, you know, and not literally, just trying to find out why he's got handling issues, you know. Right. And I've personally been involved. I know Mike Schultz been involved with that bike, and we've dotted our I's, crossed our T's, and you know, there's a lot of collective years of experience, and I've even, you know, bounced some ideas off of Mark, just talking wheelie bars and all that, because you know, math is math, and for whatever reason, that bike has just given us a fit. I took a pass on it. I think it was there Friday night, and we had issues, so it still was pulling right. You know, Boo basically just wanted to see, hey, was it him, or right. You know, it definitely is not Boo by any stretch of imagination. So Boo pulled his good friend John Hall, another teammate of ours, bike out, and you know, he fought the fight all the way across the boards. You know, as far as you know, trying to get that bike to really perform. So between that and Jimmy Shifflett, you know, his brand new bike basically started off Jump Street, giving us issues. That was a brand new motor, you know, that Herb put together, and unlucky Jimmy once again ran into issues with it. You know, smoking, like it pinched a ring. You're an engine man. I'm not. You know, whether or not it definitely was that, I know that was general consensus. So, you know, fortunately for Jimmy, he had his old bike, which is partially owned by Michael Rankin, that we've been struggling to get Mike down the racetrack all year long, you know, and I guess at the end of the day, we got the bike out and started the uphill climb, because now Jimmy is 35 pounds lighter. I wouldn't expect anybody to know that off the cuff, but you know, every figured out tune up that myself and Jimmy acquired the last year and a half he's owned that bike is kind of out the window when someone loses 35 pounds. So we really have been fighting that bike even when Mike was riding it. But here it is now. You know, Jimmy hops on this bike, so we changed gear, we changed clutch, we changed tune-ups, and really kind of fought through adversity. So I don't want to talk too much on that note until Jimmy calls in. So I'm awaiting Jimmy to call in, and I'll let him elaborate a little bit more on, you know, what he went through personally and all that. Because, you know, I'm sorry, I'm a huge fan of Jimmy Shifflett's. You know, I'm not going to say his age because he's not a fan of me saying his age. You know, so to pull a bike out that he hasn't personally ridden, and I'm going to guess and say 10 months, you know.
So
and
he just carries it with him.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He definitely carries it with him to the track. you know. So he brought it. It was apprehensive to bring it because Michael Rankin is the normal rider of the bike, and I think Mike's at that point that he doesn't want to. I don't think he wants to ride it anymore. You know, that's all to be determined. You know, Mike might be changing his mind after that outcome. Jimmy's having some technical difficulty, so I'm
With
gonna
the
help him out.
phone? Come on,
Yeah.
Jimmy.
I'm gonna tell him. Well, he's trying to do the app, so he has. The,
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, so we can see his pretty face, huh?
Yeah, he was trying to do that. So I'm gonna give him.
He must have a raggedy iPhone too.
I don't know what you guys think about that, but personally, it's an ongoing joke with me and Mark.
If you have an iPhone and you're trying to video call in, you have to take the link, put it in Safari, and then connect, and it'll be fine. If you have an Android, it'll connect. Use the school. So,
On now.
alrighty. Who is this? Is this Jimmy?
This is Jimmy. What's up, Mark?
There it is. Jimmy, how are you? Jimmy Shifflett on the line, folks.
Hey, Jimmy, can you hear us good, buddy?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Good deal, man. Sorry about that. You know,
Wait, before we go any further, can the folks out in La La Land out there hear? Because last week we got railroaded and it came down on me that I had the sound jacked up again. So I guess if you guys could give a thumbs up on whether you can hear Jimmy.
It's not you. I live back in the mountains here. It's probably me.
Oh, yeah. No. This was from it's some setup stuff on our end last week that got screwed up. But I think you're all right this week. So you guys go ahead.
Yeah. Can you guys hear Jimmy? Just make sure, Steve, if you wouldn't mind saying you can hear him. Hillbilly Hustler's been the man for a long time, Steve Mitchelltree said. Jimmy, just so you know. So I'm asking him, can he hear you?
Said you can hear.
Just make sure you guys give us a thumbs up because last week we did a whole lot of talking and people were like, we can't hear them. We just want to make sure we got that right. Again, changing platform. Good deal. Thank you, Steve. So, Jimmy, how you doing, man? Recovering from a long, stressful weekend?
Man, it takes me 2-3 days to get over those weekends. Most of my voice is coming back, but it's been a rough couple of days.
Yeah. It might be the company you keep. I don't know.
Pretty sure it is.
Great times, man. And I'll start off by saying, you know, we had a great time Wednesday night and Thursday night. We went to the Hills Bar, closed the Hills Bar. Don't think we drank and drove or anything along those lines. We called Boober. That is Boo Brown.
Yeah, we had Boober.
He made sure to say he's Boober, not Uber or anything along those lines. So, you know, we had a great time. We hit for a bunch of Keno, total sidebar. I already cashed those checks today, or those tickets today, Jim. So I've got you and Boo's money on that note. So, you know, the weekend started off great. Why don't you tell the folks that are listening how you would make how you would paint your first day of testing on the new Still Hustling bike to how it transitioned?
That was a rough day. I mean, you know, it's a new bike. It's you know, it's going to take time. It's just one issue after another.
Yeah.
But we're sneaking up on it.
Yeah, I'd like to thank.
Go ahead. Little mechanical failure.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, between the rider and the other issues, I mean, it was a rough start.
Sure. Yeah,
but
definitely.
It's always a rough start when you come out with something new.
Yeah, you know, I think we're all gracious and thankful when we can luck out and you know, catch a good ride when you bring a brand new bike out and it goes out and hits the number, much like the current bike you still own and you rode to the semifinal finish. I mean, those kind of sun in front of the moon moments, they really don't happen as much as we'd all like them to. I think that's fair to say, right, Mark?
Yeah, that's real fair to say.
I know Mark can tell you.
You know,
go ahead.
We got spoiled. We got a little spoiled with it.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. And you weren't on yet, and I don't know if you were listening, but Mark was like, so he was a whole lot happier than the first race where he kind of kirked out, went off on you. Talking about you.
There's some behind the scenes issues there, but I'll keep that to myself.
Yeah.
Had nothing to do with Mike.
I appreciate it, man. No, it just kind of is what it is. But, you know, your honest opinion, I don't even think I asked you this. Um, when we collectively made the decision to go, okay, the red bike's not the bike for the weekend, the black bike is. Were you apprehensive, excited, like, oh shit? Where was your mind?
Well, I had made some changes with that one also, and we just didn't know what the outcome was going to be, but we kept pecking at it, and
Yeah,
eventually, with your help, you know, we got there.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
just, it's racing. When you come out, you're not going to go 60 every time.
No,
You
not
know,
not
so
not with our software. I mean,
right.
yeah, it's for sure. It's for sure deck stacked a little bit against us with being dotting i's crossing the t's. Not to discredit anybody else with any other software. I just definitely personally know that in our camp we do a whole lot of minute changes. Just try to assure to get so close to the number. Mark, have you ever raced an index?
Well, I mean,
No.
we test. I
Yeah,
mean, you kept telling me all along, Jimmy, you got to test. You got to test.
yeah, yeah.
And
And
I,
you know what his saying was, Mark? Practice. I don't need any practice.
Right.
Well, I would strongly say that's not the case, and for sure not in this class. Even at a race like we had over the weekend, I think we had 18 bikes. Wasn't it 18 there, Jim?
19.
19. Yeah, 19
You're-
bikes, but you got 19 of pretty much some of the top shelf, racers and motorcycles there, and hence why Robbie started it and called it the Elite 460 because I truthfully believe that's exactly what it is, as opposed to going an XDA race where there's 55 bikes there,
Right.
you know.
They're all elite. I mean, the bikes, the riders, they're all elite racers. I mean, you don't take anybody for granted.
Yeah, no, it's absolutely impossible to take anybody for granted. It's
Is that a 16 car or 16 bike? Sorry, 16 bike field.
no, it
Or
used to
it's all
be
run.
like it's all run when we do the Elite 460 kind of thing. But at XDA, it used to be capped at 32. Well, when you get twice that, Jason, to adjust his income and also give back, he goes up even numbers. So, if you've got 40 bikes instead of being 32, he qualifies 40. And then there is a bump if there's 42 bikes, two people don't make it. And then you just train it on up. And then he raises the money with that too. So, me personally, I think that's great. No matter what, no matter where we go, that's the greatest sanction, and run by the best people. There's nobody in motorcycle drag racing is going to say anything different from that respect. So, that's a big deal. Just to reflect on my weekend, decent start. I was right where I wanted to be as far as hunting the number, right where I wanted to be on the tree. And this particular race, and Mark, I know you don't know this, and for the people, I know there's a majority of motorcycle racers and riders watching that they understand the format of our Elite 460. And when I say our, it's Robbie's. It's Robbie's creation, and I thank you to Robbie. He was going to be on tonight, but he's on a plane to Turks and Caicos, so he's having a whole lot more fun than us sitting here talking to you guys. To basically say how he devised everything, and there was I don't know, is it fair to say, Jimmy, like a skeleton set of rules last year that were kind of ever changing, ever learning last year?
Absolutely. I mean, Robbie created this, and I do appreciate Robbie for what he does. I mean, he's put a lot of time and effort into it,
Hmm.
and we're just finding new things every race. I mean, some
Yeah,
like it, some don't. I mean, you're not going to make everybody happy.
yeah. Yeah, no, you're definitely not. And for me, just kind of giving you that overview is what Robbie was trying to do was just kind of spice it up. So hypothetically, if we've got 19 bikes qualified, the way it works is we go qualify just to find out who can do call outs. I think everyone listening knows what call outs are. Last year, the call out started number one and worked its way back. Well, obviously, him amongst other people we all discussed to spice it up, we'd start at the back of the field, just to give them, okay, well, instead of being the duck getting called out, they can call out first. Well, then that evolved into being able to steal call outs. And if you're higher qualified, if you're following me, Mark,
Right.
if you're higher qualified, you can steal the lower qualified, It, so if you're number 14 and 16 pick somebody, 14 can pick 16s. Does that make sense? Yeah. And then it goes all the way down. So, that's made for some interesting call outs. Me personally, being called out, calling anybody else out, it is what it is. It's yeah. I mean, everybody's got to mow through everybody. And the term is used duck. Let me call the duck out. Well,
Yeah.
in our class, if you're going to go spend $300 to come out and race 460, and then if you spend another 200, get in the last man standing, and then another 50 to get in the number one qualifier, we can do the math. That's $550. I mean, you got wealthy ducks. I don't know. For me, it's like, okay, so there's always somebody, whether it be a good racer with a good solid package, meaning running bike, don't run with that for the creeps on here. There's always some people that are a little lost. I mean, lost to us is a 65. And I don't think anyone on here would disagree with that. So that is the proverbial, well, I'm going to call that guy out. Is that fair to say, Jim?
Yeah, and the thing is, though, you never know when that lost person might find it either. So, I personally race everybody like they're number one.
Sure.
The,
Do you do
what I'm
the old
saying?
adage, you race your own lane?
I race my own lane. I don't care who's over there. I do my own thing.
Okay.
And if he wins, he wins. If he doesn't, I
Yeah.
move on. I
Yeah.
mean,
It just kind of is what it
you
is.
know,
And, not to put you out there, Jim, 40 years of racing? Is that fair to say?
37.
37.
37 years.
Man,
Y'all do
37.
the math.
Yeah. Yeah, 37. And, I'm 48 years old. So I was 11 when you started.
You baby.
Hey, I was 11 years old, man. And I still till
Oh,
this day will always attest. I think it's great. My best friend that drinks right along with me, at your age, that I won't put a label on you. It's insane. And, but that's another sidebar. If anybody knows us and has known us, we enjoy our good time. And that's more important to me than the actual racing aspect of it. And that's where the family aspect of it. And that's where, some things are taken way too personal. But, having said that, Jimmy, you know, for you to hop on the bike and we get the bike to run a 60 with a 9, um, go from there, man. Where was your confidence level? I mean, like, tell me
well,
about it.
everybody knows that when you're struggling, you just have no confidence.
Right.
And when you go out there and you run a 460, you go, now I can race. Now I can do what I need to do.
Hmm.
And that brings confidence. When the bike will run the numbers, you have confidence.
Absolutely.
And that's with anybody, even cars, bikes, whatever.
Yeah. Yeah,
When you're
definitely.
struggling, you just don't have confidence.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. And, I think it reaches a point, and Jimmy, I know you're in this class because of me and Boo. When I say because of us, you happen to buy the bike that you ended up going to the final on, but now you're knee deep. You're only as good as the people you have around you and the people that help you. And I think you will attest to that in the car race.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, that's,
I'm where I'm at. I'm exactly where I'm at because of what you and Boo started.
sure. Well, I
I mean,
appreciate that.
I've been bracket racing all my life, and I'll be honest with you, 2 years ago, I was starting to get a little bit stale with it,
Yeah.
just burnt out.
Sure.
And then when you asked me to ride the 460 bike, man, it brought life back into my racing. Even my family members started coming back out.
Yeah. And that's
I mean,
huge.
it's exciting
Yeah. Yeah, it
because
definitely is.
everybody you pull up beside is elite. I
Absolutely.
mean, they're good,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
that's good. That's good racing.
I absolutely agree. I definitely agree. And so as we move, like through the day, I mean, me personally, first round, and just to explain the call out to get to the means to the end of what we're going to talk about with really what everyone's wondering what happened. So, I have this platform and I'm going to speak on it. Robbie said what he felt he needed and wanted to say on his Facebook page, Elite 460 Facebook page, not on his. And, it became a great debate. But basically, first round, to give anyone that's wondering an idea of this fella named Todd. And Jimmy, you know Todd. What's Todd's last name?
Campbell, Todd Campbell.
Todd Campbell. Okay. So I met Todd Campbell, I believe it was Friday morning, wasn't it, Jim?
Yes, sir. Friday
Yeah.
morning.
Yeah, and Thursday he had been there testing, and I was up there testing, did not know this fella, and really watched, for lack of better terms, a person that shouldn't have been on that bike, really didn't know what he was doing. The bike was kind of sketchy. I mean, at one point, I wouldn't run next to him. So if that gives anybody any idea, the small world of all of it is he ends up being really good friends with Jimmy and Jimmy's father. So he ends up over the trailer and he just bought this bike out of Chicago. He doesn't know anything, and now he's asking me for help. And I think anybody that does a little bit of tuning, fair enough to say, you're kind of like, oh man, I'm not a miracle worker. I can't go over here and mix up the perfect
Right.
dinner.
Right.
Well,
Well, you can, but
yeah, it takes time, and you got to
right.
make changes, and you got to do what works
And
for
if
me.
you don't know what you have as a platform,
Absolutely.
you get if it doesn't work, it blows
What
up.
the fuck are you doing?
It does, yeah.
Yeah. So I kind of went into question mode with this fella, and I questioned, what's the timing? Don't know. What's eject? Don't know. It's a small system, not even a wet system. Can't adjust the fuel pressure. So all these things, he may as well started speaking Tibetan, if that's even a language, to me. So I said, look, if you can give me the static time and I'm going to help you out, just so you can have a little bit of fun. Well, I end up helping this fella out. He goes to 469. So here we go into this trailer and into this riders meeting to start doing these call outs. Well, he's the last qualifier. Okay. So at this point in
He ended up
time,
going to 466
well, that was in
on
first
his
round,
lap.
Jim. That was in first round.
Okay.
I'm
Okay.
talking going
My bad.
into this. Yeah, I know he went to 66.
Yeah.
But here we are going into this. He had qualified with a 69. The reason he couldn't be in the trailer was the last qualifier he left in third gear. I think anyone knows anything about bikes, he welded the clutch pack. He didn't even know he did. As soon as he told me he left in third gear, I'm like, pull the clutch out of the thing. I'm sure he melted it. So that's why the fellow wasn't in the trailer for all these 460 racers that may or may not be listening. So Jeff was like, well, I'll just represent him. Impromptu, Robbie changes a rule, asks for a vote. Everyone votes. Majority ruled that if you get called out and someone steals that call out, the person that did the call out goes in the bag. You follow that, Mark? I know you're
Yep.
brand new to this.
Mhm.
Okay. So
I'll
having
put him up
said
there.
that, huh?
All right, if I put him up there.
Yeah. Just so everybody knows, this is Jimmy Shifflett for the people that don't know who this fella is. So instantly, I know him being the last person. I looked at Jeff and nodded, and my mindset wasn't to outfox, and those words will be pertinent, anyone whatsoever. It was, I know I'm getting called out. So now, if this fella calls me out, I know someone's going to take him because he was the last qualifier.
Right.
Someone takes him, I go in the back. There's your level of thinking. It happened in 24 seconds of that rule change. There was no mythology. And I'll be quite frank and quite honest. And Jimmy, you correct me if I'm wrong. I could make that man run a 460. And the odds of him beating me, considering I think what was his best like, Jimmy? A 120?
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
bad.
He was just happy to go down the track. He was just so excited with a brand new bike. And it's not being arrogant by lining up with the fella would have been no issue, but I knew there was no case for that. So going in the bag was a smarter thing to avoid the ones lower than me, aka Ronnie, aka Ricky Butler, aka everyone else that is really hunting this points lead, right? So I go in the bag. Disgust runs throughout. I think we know who's disgusted. Now we're on the second round. Jimmy, you called out Barry prior. Do you want to share with anybody what Barry said to you when you called him out?
Well, I had ran. Barry had come over to my camp during qualifying, and Barry being Barry. Yeah, I know he don't mean any harm. He just bumping his gums, man. He just called
Bumping
me,
his gums. I like it. Yeah.
he's just telling everybody how he's gonna whip my ass and everything. So I hunt him down on the last qualifying
Mm-hmm.
and gapping, put it that way.
Yeah. For $100.
So for $100.
Right.
So then during the call out things, I'm like, well, there's Barry, there's Harvey Hubbard, there's Ricky Butler. I'm like,
Sure.
I said, screw it. Someone said, call Barry out. I said, okay, Barry. I'll call Barry out.
Yeah.
Well, Barry got a little upset that I called him out
Right.
and was like, "What's it going to take?" His words was, "What's it going to take for you to learn?" I'm like, Barry. I'm like, Barry. We all got to race somebody.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Right. Right. And you know, and that at the end of the day is just that. So Ronnie called me out. We had really tight trees, 23 to a 17 or 18. Don't hold me to it. I was on pace for a 62. Ronnie was on pace for a 60. I wasn't gonna, break out in that standpoint. I dumped a smart racer just like him. He dumped with me and he got the win light. So, no harm, no foul. It is what it is. And he did exactly what he needed to do to get me out at that point. Because I have
Absolutely.
such a substantial lead. I don't even remember what it was. I really honestly try not to pay attention to points. So, if you're following from that respect. So the day ensues. That second round, third round. Who did you have third round, Jim?
I think it was Kong
Okay. Yeah.
or Ricky Butler. Let's see. No, second round I had Ricky Butler. Then third round I had Kong.
Okay. Okay. Sorry. I'm getting a message that Mark's empty. So you had Kong third round? Okay. Was
I
was
think it was
third
down to.
round when everything happened, is that fair to say?
That would be. I think we were down to 5 bikes when that happened. I can't remember what round that was. I think it was
Okay.
might have
Well,
been.
this is everything, if you could put up what I showed you there. This is the whole controversy.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. Um, you hand this across to her. He's gonna post up what Robbie said, post up what he posted in Elite 460. He and I had an extensive conversation, and he put his feelings up in print for everyone to see. That's in and for those that care to read all that. Basically, what happened in a gist, and if Troy and Ronnie are listening to this, you are 100% able and to call in and talk. 757-453-4734. I went up there still involved in the race because I tuned Jimmy. So I was up there. The way the pairings worked out, I wasn't in the call out or in the trailer, how that worked out, but Ronnie and Troy Houseman, Ronnie Procopio, Troy Houseman had to race each other. So they go up. There was a little bit of a delay. I don't even remember what the delay was for. They roll to the water box. You know, Ronnie starts his bike. Troy, without any of us knowing, is doing an acting job, for lack of better terms. I mean, just pretending like it's not starting, although no one has a gun on the bike. Just fiddling around, and in under 10 seconds, as I rewatched it, he stands off his bike and walks off. And it's like, okay, that looked extra suspicious. Ronnie goes on to win. This is where the game kind of changed. So I'm told. I was not a part
You
of
don't
this.
want to read any of this? Come
People
on,
can.
read some cliff notes. You want me to read it?
You
Damn.
can read it. You go ahead and read it. Get involved.
This looks,
You get. I've read it. You can get involved.
This is.
Go ahead.
This is.
Go ahead. I didn't write it, and
Wow.
I had
all
nothing.
got some. I thought we had drama over here in the grudge car world. Good gracious.
Get involved, Mark.
This post needs to be made due to what happened this weekend at our fourth event of the year. First of all, I'm against all cheating, period. This is Robbie Honeycutt's post. Something I can't stand, and literally, I don't know how some people can do it and sleep at night. I'm just going to kind of cut to the hot spots I see in here.
Yeah.
So basically, it says we had a case last night where Troy Houseman, did I pronounce that correctly? Threw a race for Ronnie Procopio so they could try to get Ronnie ahead in points and try to get him to catch Mac Adams, who had a lead going into the race. I don't understand how anyone who races isn't at the race trying to win and not just be a pawn on the board for another racer. I thought we all came to win. Now had a bike. Oh, there we go. Now had a bike been broke, and Troy was literally giving his friend a broke bod, then that's something
Whole
different.
other story. Yeah. Thank you.
So let's see. Oh, do you want me to read this about this being out Fox?
No, no, no. Basically, I'll rewind back as you hold that.
At the end of the day, we're all supposed to be friends, at least respect each other enough not to do things like that. Uh, we were only 4 races in, and you actually have guys willing to throw races so someone can be first and first instead of another racer is just mind blowing to me. Yeah,
Sure.
that's wow. Yeah, that's kind of mind blowing to me
Yeah, I
too.
mean,
I mean, you get
what's your
down to
take
the
on it?
last race. For one,
Sure.
I'm not going to put that out there if I'm going to try some bullshit like that. But
Yeah.
I'm not built like that anyway. I'm trying to race.
Yeah.
And this goes back for some of the folks that are listening that watch some of the car racing, some of the PDRA racing that we report, or was the Snowbirds, wasn't it?
Snowbirds. Yep.
Where Derek Ward waited for no Halsey waited
Halsey,
for Derek
well,
Ward.
they waited
because
for each other separately.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
And, they want to race.
Absolutely.
And for you to just say, "Hey, man, lay down," that's not too cool. I mean,
Yeah.
only 4 races in. If I'm going to do that, I'm not putting it out there. I'm not gloating about
Right.
it.
And that was the thing that was in question. And I know, Jim, you were racing. None of us knew this until, not sure who said it, whether it was Troy or Ronnie. Get back to the trailer. We outfoxed them and clowning and joking, and Robbie heard it. And this is why we know that it was validated that it was all planned. To me, I just shake my head. And for me personally, I just think it's sad.
Well,
That is, it's
to-
way too early for any of that.
Yeah, to sum it up, it looks like Robbie's basically saying that there's gonna be no more call outs, chip draws, any of that kind of crap,
Right.
and give folks their money back and not have championship points battle,
Sure.
so that folks will just race to win
Sure.
rather than race for points
Yeah.
to win that as well.
Yeah. Now, Jimmy, what's your take? What do you think about this situation? I mean, you were there. Can I get my drink?
Well, I know that there's teams out there. I mean,
Thank you.
consider ourselves a team. They consider themselves a team. But I personally don't think you should ever have any of that.
Right.
I just don't think you should do that. I mean, if you're going to be a champion, you got to race everybody.
I agree. I absolutely agree.
You know,
And,
there's-
Jim, will you please, just so it's not coming out of my mouth, elaborate on what you did the first day that I chose, and then Boo agreed to put you on the bike you now own at Virginia?
Okay. I went to the semis on the very first time I rode the bike that I rode this weekend. It was yours and Boo's bike.
Mm-hmm.
And another racer looked at me knowing that I had to race you the next round and said, "So I guess Max got to back to the final." I didn't say a word. I just walked away.
Right.
And you and Boo walked up to me and go, "We're racing. There is no gimmicks. We're racing."
Absolutely.
And that's what we did. And I won a 459 with a 9 to your 461, I believe.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you got the win.
Absolutely.
We raced.
And again, I mean, I'm in the middle of battling cancer and can barely sit on the bike. If anyone remembers, 3 times that day I went back in an ambulance. Not bragging, but that's how much we race. So, forgive me for having an opinion on this particular situation. To go, man, really? Just like I that's a bad taste in my mouth. It just is. What'd you say, Jim?
Y'all could have said, "Jimmy, park it.
Yeah.
Max moving on."
Absolutely.
But
Yeah.
y'all didn't.
Yeah,
You
we
didn't.
absolutely could have. And I do understand there was a reference of Rockingham when your bike was literally broken, you called me out. That is a whole nother story as well. Isn't it, Mark? If
Yeah.
you're broke and you get called out knowing it's going to get stolen, but he's broke. He's not throwing. He's broke. So
Right.
Mike Ostrowski called Jimmy out, stole it from me. Well, Mike got a buy. It literally was broke. That, again, these aren't special rules. To me, it's just, I don't know, man. I just think it's etiquette, man. I want to race and beat everyone to get to where, the top is. I don't want any gimmies, man. And quite honestly, the what?
Well, I was just gonna say, if you and Boo would have said, "Jimmy, you got to park it," I would have lost respect for y'all.
Right.
Honestly,
Absolutely.
that's just not the way I was brought up to race or ever raced.
Sure.
They did what they had to do, and that's on them.
Mm-hmm.
I got
Well,
that's
I
on them.
agree, and that's fine. But in all reality, neither of them can really have anything to say about us having an opinion about it. Us meaning anyone in the class, anyone around, right?
Well, it seems to me, and I'm not as deep in it as you guys are, but from the outside looking in, that if you're in doing this call out stuff, and I
Yeah.
know you're broke,
Sure.
or I know you're the guy that cut 60s,
Right.
I'm calling the duck out, which y'all talked about before. I'm calling you out.
Absolutely.
So I can move on. But
Absolutely.
I'm not going to do, after all this is said and done, okay, I got this guy. Hey, man, lay down. I'm not going to do that.
Yeah.
That's something totally different. I mean, if you're by whatever the rules are, and much like if it was heads up racing,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to call out the weakest link to move on.
Absolutely.
But after I get past that, I'm
Yeah.
not going to say, hey, then just lay down.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. That's it for those reasons. Now, if you can figure out some crap to say, okay, well, you call out a duck, you know he's the duck,
Mm-hmm.
you know he's going to lose. Say, hey man, I'm going to call you out. You're going to get your ass busted. I'll give you $200.
Right.
Even that is kind of, to me, a bit different than you go through all of whatever you guys got with this chip draw and whatever else he's got on here. And
The call outs. I mean, it's a procedure. It really is.
All of that kind of stuff,
Yeah.
and then go circumvent all of that.
Yeah.
And then when you're in line, say, hey, man, well, look, I got you, so lay down.
Yeah. Yeah. To me, I could never utter those words to anyone in my team. I couldn't do that myself. I mean, but again, that's just me, and that's what we're talking about. And we obviously clearly know what Robbie thinks about it.
Right.
What does everybody else think about it? I mean, you certainly can. Anyone can call in. What do you? Go ahead, Jim.
I think everyone thought that when the bag thing went down and you went in the bag, we all voted. It never crossed my mind that you was gonna be the first one going in the bag and nobody could call you out. That never even crossed my mind.
Right.
I just personally thought that when you went in the bag, you shouldn't be allowed to call out, not knowing that you was gonna be the first one to go in the bag.
Well, the crazy thing is, in Rockingham, Joe asked, and if you remember this, he put his hand up and goes, "Well, can we call out of the bag?" And Robbie says, "Anybody have a problem with it?" That was part of the beginning of the issue. There's ever changing rules, and I know we have all had conversation with Robbie about that. But Robbie goes, "Yeah, you can do it." So Joe called me out of the bag. It didn't work out for Joe that particular day, but the last race he could. This race, okay, we voted with more people.
Somebody else is calling in. Somebody from Virginia?
Oh, I don't know.
Hello.
Hello. What up, Boo?
What's up?
How you doing, man? We're talking to Jimmy Shifflett, and we're talking about basically, to condense, since you picked up a little bit late, what went on with Troy and Ronnie, and the lack of better terms, throwing the race, because that's really what happened, right? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. So, did we lose you?
Nah, how is it? I'm listening to something.
Yeah, turn down the live. It'll be canceled out. Turn down the live.
I think
It's probably Shifflett. You still with us, Boo?
Okay, both you guys on?
Yeah, let me see how to turn this live thing down.
Yeah, just turn it down. Are you there, Jim? Jim.
I'm on my phone.
Okay. Jim's gonna have to call back. You're on your. What do you want?
My phone.
Oh, well, you should just turn down the volume on the side, right? If you're on Facebook, or click it off and you don't read it all.
But I can't hear y'all if I turn it down.
Got any suggestions? Two technical guys need to talk, Bill. I'm talking to Mark. I don't know this stuff.
Are you just talking, or are you watching the video too?
I mean, I was trying to do both. I can turn the video off, I guess.
Should he do that?
I mean, you should be able to watch both of them.
Yeah, you should be able to do them both.
Let me turn the video on.
Okay.
Yeah. Hello?
Yeah. You hear us?
Yeah. Yeah, it still got a little echo or something.
You try to turn it
Jimmy,
down
you
a
on
bit.
here?
No, it looked like he dropped off for some reason. I
Yeah,
see
it
he's
might.
watching, but Jimmy, you can call back in. We could take 4 callers.
Yeah.
So, anyway, me and Jimmy and Mark had just started touching on the throwing of the race, or however, you want to put it, for lack of better terms, and basically getting Jimmy's take on it. We were talking about, I think we all know what Robbie thinks about it. Um, from that respect, I mean, what do you think about it? You were there.
I mean, for me, I just think it was a thing of I know the inner workings of how certain people feel for certain people.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? And it's all their prerogative, but to go out there and you got a bike and you build the same motorcycles and the stuff that we build, and you go out there and you ain't racing for money, I don't understand. You just from a personal perspective, I don't understand how you gonna give a race to somebody.
Yeah,
Period. Like you out there racing and you racing for yourself. Like
sure.
first and foremost, we call stuff teams and
Yeah,
we're all friends. You know what I mean? Like we all eat together, hang together, do stuff together.
sure.
So I think a lot of people are taking it out of context where it's like there's a straight up beef and people are beefing because it's not that way. But it's just a crazy thing that somebody will go out there and start throwing races because they outfox somebody. Or
Right.
I know firsthand, and this is me from talking to Ronnie. That Ronnie felt like there was something going on where you was trying to get in the bag, but you know what I'm saying? Which whatever your philosophy is to go in the bag, I know amongst us when we talk,
Yeah.
it's only said we just try to hope we can figure out a way to pick names, do whatever, so we don't have to run each other
Run each
first
other.
round or
That's
whatever.
it.
Hope to meet each other in the finals.
I'm
And
not
that's it.
ducking anybody in anything.
Yeah, we don't
Yeah.
sit back and say, let's do a team strategy. I'll lose to you and
No.
you're gonna do this and do that. Like
Hmm.
we don't do that. We say, well, I hope we don't race each other. Let's figure out how we don't race each other.
Yeah. I mean,
Where
just to validate that, Boo, real quick, is like, okay, well, how did I get to the first 3 finals? Was it ducking people? I don't think it was. But
yeah.
anyway, go ahead.
Well, that's just a thing of that's people, and in the same sense, if you're trying to forward and better your team and you call yourself a team or whatever, like I, people started labeling us as a team. We're friends.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And we all park together and do our stuff together.
Sure.
We don't have no team. We don't have no team name. We
No.
don't have none of that. But in the same sense, they're supposed to be, the one guy who did these things is supposed to be a team, but yet second round call out his teammate.
Right. Explain that. Yeah. That just went
Oh,
461. It's like, I don't understand that
yeah, they
either.
both go 461, and there was other people that could be called out, but he felt his teammate was a weaker link and called his another teammate out,
Right.
which is clearly they call themselves a team. And
Yeah.
I mean, and that's his prerogative. You know what I mean? He could do what he wants,
Yeah.
but I mean, it
Is
is
it
what
fair to
it
say,
is.
Boo, and I don't want to answer for you, would any of us do that if the other one wasn't broke?
No, we ain't. I mean, one, I just said that we're not gonna call each other out. We're
No.
trying to figure out how we can. If it's somebody else out there, we gonna call somebody else out so that we can meet in the finals.
Yeah.
But we ain't gonna throw no race. I don't care. I ain't never let my son beat me, so I'm not letting nobody beat you. You gonna earn it.
I agree.
So I had my son where my son could have won a race and he could have won maybe 2 races in his first time racing,
Yeah.
and he had to race me to get to the next round.
Yeah.
You going down, buddy?
Yeah.
Like you're gonna have to learn to win.
You're right. You're
You know
absolutely
what I
right.
tell my son? I tell my son all the time, you got a badass daddy. You ain't got no regular daddy, so you gotta learn to beat me.
No, your words are, you ain't got no average ass
You ain't,
dad.
Yeah, you ain't got no average ass daddy. You got a bad daddy, so you got to beat me. I ain't giving you nothing. So,
Yeah.
and that's the same thing for me. I'm never going to put my bike in the trailer, say it's broke, it don't work, fake a work, nothing for no one out there.
I just think that
I'm
was
going
icing.
after the money.
For me, that was icing on the cake. The theatrical part of it. It's like, dude, and then to go back and talk the shit. It's like,
Well,
man, come
again,
on.
like the thing with me is I'm always like this. Any man, it's just like the vulgar shit that I said later
Sure.
on and all that. Like I tell you, like I'm gonna say what I'm gonna say.
Sure.
They gotta live with that taste in his mouth. You know what I
Right.
mean? And he can make whatever anybody out there can do whatever they want to do. It's their bike, it's their shit. I don't get into that shit. You can do what you want. You
Sure.
got to deal with that. If you wanted to go home with no money, that's your thing. If you wanted to give it, and for me, this ain't nothing I'll say on here. I said it to Ronnie yesterday. Ronnie don't need to be given nothing.
I know. I said the same thing to him.
So, so, so for somebody to give him something, it's just like, man, what are you giving him something for? Like he don't won. He got more 460 championships than anybody.
I
He
agree.
probably done won more races than anybody.
I agree.
He don't need to be given anything. So you outfoxed yourself out of a chance to win $7,000 something dollars.
Right. Yeah.
That's
I
all
mean,
you did.
yeah.
And I'm pretty sure Ronnie's standing there and saying, okay, you want to just leave and
Can everyone else hear us?
yeah,
Oh.
I got you right now.
Yeah, I got you. Hold on a sec, Boo. Rob Garcia, can you guys hear us?
That was weird.
Totally weird. I mean, I got this whole
Dropped
new
the thing
internet
back.
shit, Boo. Remember I was telling you Justin turned me on to it? I got this shit all set up, man. I got like
Yeah.
all bars. That's pretty. It's called Starlink. You ever heard of it?
Yeah, I installed it for a couple clients.
Man, I wish you could have told your friends about
You
it.
could take it to the truck. Well, I thought you had like Verizon already or something.
No, I do, but it sucks where I live.
That's crazy.
Oh yeah, Starlink is what probably 95% of the racers use at the racetrack. They take
Yeah,
it
that's
to
what
the
I'm
track,
hearing.
set
Hold
it
on a
up on
sec,
their
Bill.
RVs and all that.
Hey, Josh, if there's more to the story, do you want the phone number to call in and enlighten us? Or Ronnie can call in, Troy can call in. Please, by all means, tell us more to the story. Since these are theatrics, these are facts, kid. So you interjected, so by all means, call. That's what this is. It's a platform. Call. If these are theatrics, I'd love to know how I wrote them. Sorry, Boo. Go ahead. Carry on.
Yeah, I mean that's just the way I always been, man. They know it. Like I said, I'm not going to speak for Ronnie. I spoke to Ronnie yesterday, so I kind of know the narrative of whatever went on there, and
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And it is what it is. Like
It
for
is.
me, this is the way I always been, and everything that goes. We race XDA.
Sure.
We race wherever, right?
Yes, sir.
Everywhere we race, they have rules. People make rules.
Yeah.
Right. Whatever it is. 460 is almost like an open platform thing where it ain't no rules. You can have turbo, nitrous,
no
road
bar.
charger,
Yeah.
wheelie bar, no bar,
Yeah.
whatever. Right? You can do whatever you want. The only thing XDA don't allow is a delay box, which you really ain't gonna use it anyway because the rollout is so long.
Sure.
So you ain't using a delay box, but all the standalone ECUs got them in it. Max ECU, Fuel Tech, everything else got delay built right into it.
Right on.
So you can't have it on there. But in saying that, everybody and this kind of touch on even the stuff that y'all have, like in the car world, right?
Yeah.
In the grudge world, where I've done all that too. And I'm a person that if you don't have enough, shut the fuck up.
Right.
Don't run it. If you're gonna come over here and tell me take my bottle off, take my tire off,
Take the tire
unhook
off.
this, unhook that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's just how people go. Oh, you got a car, it's got big tires, you got this, you got that. Then stay in your lane. Shut up.
Right.
You know what I mean? Or
Sure.
come over here and get this punishment. Like if you think you
Picture
can
no
beat it,
bars
come
on a
get it.
grudge fight.
If you can't, shut up.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Well, that's the same way I am about rules. That's why when Jason Miller says something, he calls me about something. Jason, it's your sanction, it's your rule. Either people gonna live with it or stay home.
Sure.
You know? And it's the same thing with this 460 stuff.
Yeah.
We did it. We started talking about it. We worry about tracks closing and different things happening.
For sure.
So we wanted to create something where we could take 460 bikes along with like Hollywood. He was one of the ones too that he was kind of instrumental in making this happen like this too with Elite 460 because he started bringing up, man, we could take our 460 as a platform and go anywhere,
Right.
you know? So
Mhm.
that's what we started doing. We took it over on our side and started going to the no time grudge racing and do this and just run our bikes when we could.
Yeah.
And to the point of what I would say collectively we tried to do, but it's more so Robbie in the forefront is if you only got 8 races and somebody's got a big lead going into race number 7,
Mhm.
but if you did the last race a double points race,
Sure.
it makes the people show up that's got a chance to win the championship. And
Makes
also the people that just don't care about the championship that's there to race anyway. They're gonna come and race for money and the fact that they get to run their bike again,
Right.
you know. But it has just been known in point series and different stuff. Once people are, if a majority of the field is vying for it, if they're fighting for a champion, they feel like at the end of the year they're not coming because the point lead is too far out of reach.
Sure. No, I
You
understand.
know, so Robbie wanted to create that to say, well, let's make it where people will show up,
Yeah.
and
Different
keep on coming
caveats.
to all the races. And it's not about it is nothing Robbie's getting because he's not getting no money out of it.
No, nothing.
He's trying to make it where promoters will allow us to come to their stuff and say, oh, these guys show up. They got 16 to 25 bikes every time, and we wouldn't mind having them here.
Sure. Make us demand like it's field filler / one more thing for people to watch. And again, I've said since day one, I'm grateful for Robbie's time and effort and everything he's put into it. I mean, I really am, without a doubt. But given
Yeah.
after this past weekend, and I'm going to leave it untouched. But I'm not. I'm just tired of things turning, trying to go down physical roads, man. I don't need it. I just don't need it. So that's where I'm at
Well,
with it.
I think I I think in that sense right there, everybody should kind of take a step back and understand and just say you can't like unless you're gonna be the president of this sanction and you're gonna get up and you're gonna make all the rules and you're gonna do whatever. How about just fall back and race, man? Go with the flow. It was funny. It was fun. It was fun and games when we started calling people out. You
Yeah.
know, and now people take offense to it. They think it's a
I know.
whole.
Not to me. I don't.
It's gonna be people that's gonna first round. If I can get somebody that like me, I was number 19 qualified this week.
Yeah.
I was on a bike that had some difficulties, and I knew I was going in the bag. I knew I was gonna be called out, and somebody
Sure.
was gonna get me. Like Michael Stewart got me second round and called me out. He got real lucky that I didn't find a problem until then, but
Mm-hmm.
he,
He played
he
his
was
odds.
fitting to get it.
Yeah, he played his
Yeah.
odds. Yeah, I don't
He
take any
played his
offense.
odds and it worked for him that time.
I
But
don't take any
I
offense.
didn't take no offense. Like
Right.
the thing with me is people see me in there the same way I was first round.
Sure.
I threw my name in the bag. I came out with a bye and
Yeah, it worked out.
games with me. You know.
Yeah, it worked out, man. I mean, that part's fun
So
until it's not, and people think that we got some sort of Ouija board and have it all figured out is quite honestly comical for guys that go to bed at 5 a.m. and we're having these conversations a couple hours later. Because if for anyone that chooses or doesn't choose to believe that, those are fucking facts. I'll race anybody any given day. I don't care. You
yeah,
got if you're trying to get to the family portrait, and that's what I call it. I don't give a shit who's there. Let's all go.
Yeah.
How many times have we said that in the car,
yeah,
bro?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
when, this has become almost grudge. It's bizarre. You know, it's like, dude, just fucking show
yeah,
up and race, man. Let's fucking race. Like, I don't even
yeah,
care if we get a qualifier.
yeah,
Let's run them off the trailer. I'm not kidding. I really
yeah.
don't care like that, man. And but like I
Well,
said, when
that's the
shit
thing
turns the
is
way that
though.
it
But you
turned
got
out, I ain't having it. I'm
the
not
the,
having it.
the thing about that is you got people that just they can't help themselves. They got to be the dictator. They got to be everything is a political like a political debate. You know what I mean? It's got to go in there. Like when we started out last year of saying like I was the first one saying we don't know what we're doing. We don't know
Hmm.
how it's gonna go. We don't know anything. We're trying to figure it out.
Hmm.
And then you had Dan Wagner jump in like, you know, a political advocate of so it's supposed to be this, it's supposed to be that, it's supposed to be man, shut up, man. We don't know what's going on. We might make a change tomorrow. You know? And
The
and I'm
lawyer.
just saying and I'm only saying his name and it ain't to call him out, but he the one that started the political stuff with that last year. And I'm saying I'm saying to us, we
Yeah.
don't know what we're doing right now. We're trying to make it into something.
Right.
So you're gonna have your bumps and your hurdles and your things of trying to figure out how to make it more than just oh you get to go to a bike race,
Yeah.
you know, and
Hmm.
and just like we did this week, we're down there at the King of the Beach racing. I mean
Hmm.
King of the Creek with a big car race.
Yeah.
You know, it just gave 460 another platform to go race on.
I do agree.
So stop shutting it down with just negativity where people and I'm saying when I say negativity, I'm saying the clown dudes that just jump up and open their mouth or fight the rules and fight it. Just shut up and race. Just
Yeah.
however we made the rule or Robbie made the rule, shut up or stay home.
There you go.
Period.
There you
You know
go.
what I mean? But they always got somebody always, and that's where they bring that out of me because they always got something to say. Oh,
Yeah.
I don't like that. I don't. Man, shut up and just race, man.
Well, you know what I go. Yeah. You know what I
Well,
get.
it's a choice.
Yeah.
If you don't like the rules,
Yeah,
much like
Just stick
stay
it to.
home.
the unnamed,
Yeah, the
you know,
unnamed
the
sanction
unnamed
we
crew
always talk
that
about, but
we
not.
chose not to race. You just say, hey man,
You
I don't
just
like the
don't
rules.
go.
We're not going to race.
Yeah, you just don't go. But to circle back, Boo, I mean, we can go back to our shootouts that we did, because Curtis started, you took it over 3, 4 years, pull out of a bag. You could get the slow guy, the better guy, the best guy, whatever the chip says is who you have. Catch a fucking lane. It has an R on it or L on it. I
Yeah,
mean, that to me,
Well,
that's
I guess for
gunslinging.
me personally, I don't see the big heartache seeing as you're running an index
Right.
unless you suck on the tree
Yeah.
or your combination blows.
Right.
I mean, it's got to be
well,
one or the other
well,
because it's
the
not
the,
just like
the,
okay,
the
well
thing
I
about
got to
it
run
is,
Boo and Boo's got this bike that run 420, so I can only go 460s, and
Right.
then
It's
okay,
not
then
that.
I might be a
Yeah.
little
I
shitty. But
understand
if
what you mean.
everybody's got to run the same index, where's all the heartache? I
well,
guess
How
I
do
don't
you
know.
thing
answer
I'm
that,
gonna
Bill?
tell you. So what happens with that is the call out right was really designed to call out number two, number three, number four in points to have the balls to call out number one to stop him from getting more
Yeah.
points.
That
Right?
was the thought
That
in
was
theory.
that was the whole gist of implementing a call out. Right? Well, most of them didn't have the balls to call out number one.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So then it became a thing of, well, I'm just going to use to call out the cherry pick who I can to try to get to the next round.
Mm-hmm.
You know, which
You're right.
which
That's what it became.
yeah. And now you have people that, where if the call out got stolen, you got thrown in the bag, people dislike that. You know what I mean? Some people dislike the call out. People like Durwood, Harvey Hubbard, and I watched them this weekend.
Yeah.
They really didn't care about it. They wanted to be just put in the bag and pick a name, and that's who I race.
Right. They don't want to be a part of that part.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They don't want to be a part of none of the calling people out and this and that. And some people get, I think they get more embarrassed by or
climb up
calling
kind of
somebody
thing.
out. Like, I'm picking somebody. So
right.
and they don't want to hurt a feeling to say like
it was like you on the basketball team getting picked last. I'm only kidding.
Yeah.
Don't go crazy. Go ahead.
Yeah. No, but like that's the thing that I had. Like for me, I call out stuff when my bike ran decent and I wasn't having issues. Like I had an issue where Barry did some trick stuff to me.
Yeah, he did.
One time and beat my bike and my bike was wounded. But soon as I came back and got my bike right, it wasn't even about points, a cherry pick, or nothing.
Get back.
I was calling them out for spite. Like I'm calling you out to punish you.
Yeah.
That's why I'm calling you out. I'm gonna beat you into submission.
Beat him to sleep.
Oh, I mean, and I beat him to submission. Like now he's like, yeah, I don't want you calling me out. I don't want to no more. Like,
no smoke.
Yeah. So
no,
like to me, I just think a lot of people put so much emphasis on the rules and the different shit. They cry.
Yeah.
They, and I watch y'all podcast about the cars. That comes from like me 20 years ago, 30 years ago, V Street racing, everything. Like everything that I done, crying. Jokers always want something, want this, want you to take this off. You got this, you got more money, you got it's all kinds of stuff, man. Like and basically I always say it's just listen, you just make an excuse not to race. Just say you don't want to race.
Well, touch on, we got a picture. I know you don't see it, Boo, because you have it all. We have a picture of you on Spencer's bike. That's a good thing about the type of grudge you run, just to parlay and get off the funk, For me, the end-all, be-all isn't about the rules, isn't about anything. I'm just going to summarize it. I don't know why it had to come to damn near trying to hit me, that's my hang-up, and I'm done with it. But, Boo, your picture of you on Spencer's bike, that class is called Pro Nitrous Bulls. Am I correct in saying that?
Yeah, that's like heavyweight. Yeah, heavyweight bulls.
Tell the steps.
I saw some. Just as a sidebar, I think I saw.
Hold on, Bill.
I think I saw bikes like this. The one day I was down there testing,
Yeah.
they were fast as shit. Tommy Adams was down there. It was a Friday afternoon, and they're long bikes like that, no wheelie bars.
It
I was
will
like,
blow your
Jesus
mind.
Christ, they're
It will
man.
blow your mind.
Tommy and them got him right now. Like so, this stipulation in this class right here is it really ain't no stipulations. You could be as long as you want to be. You can run nitrous. You can run turbo. You can run whatever it is you want to run. Street tire. I just don't think you can have a slick. I think you got to have a street tire.
You got to weigh 200 pounds, right?
You got in this class. You got to be 200 as the minimum. Just the rider.
He said, isn't that called like a heavyweight class
Heavy
or something?
hitters.
I think he said.
Yeah, this is heavyweight. Yeah. And then they have like a middleweight that's supposed to be 180 something to 200 or 160 something to 200, something like that. And then it's just grudge. You can have a pro. They got like a pro. It's kind of like the cars, a pro boost class where they only run turbo.
Yeah, turbo.
Because it was a thing where turbos really didn't, it's a couple of turbo bikes out there that's like running almost as fast as like turbo cars.
Yeah.
Oh man.
It's no joke.
A few hundreds off.
No joke.
They're
no wheelie bar.
3-second motorcycles with no wheelie bar.
Yeah. Yeah, no doubt. Man.
But
at least it's somewhat regulated, and there's no bullshit, and there's no call outs and all that.
It is. So that's what happened with kind of different in like y'all, Mark, would probably be like kind of like a Big 8 shootout. People would just come. You got cars. You put up $2,500 a piece, and y'all draw out of a hat or whatever,
Right.
and that's who race each other for a Big 8. Well, that's what the grudge game has become. Mostly, there's still some big. I could tell you, I was in a bike race in Darlington riding this bike right here,
Yeah.
and there was negotiations for one pass down the track, and it was over 200K
Mm.
Wow.
for one pass, two
Damn.
bikes.
Damn.
So you still get your side crazy numbers going on, but it's also 8 bikes, 16 bikes, however many bikes show up. It's usually $1,000 to $2,500 that you post up
That's your entry.
in the class. That's your entry. It's
Yeah.
1,000 to 25. You put it in,
Yeah.
and the promoter a lot of times will put 3, 4, 5,000 on top of that class if it's a happening class. So I think the first race I was racing in was like $16,000 to $20,000. I think it was for that heavyweight class.
Wow.
Damn. Mm.
Wow. That's
And
that's insane.
who owns, like, he's got a couple of those. I know like this weekend they were going 1060 foots. He just won the race down in Orangeburg.
Wow.
So,
No wheelie bar street tire.
Yeah, they were
Yeah.
like, for me to watch him, I was like, man,
Damn.
those things are rolling.
Digging. Yeah, digging.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they moving for what they are, you know what I mean? They're
Sure.
not 350 Pro Boost cars or nothing like that, but
Yeah.
they moving,
Yeah, for sure, man.
you know.
But they also don't cost the same amount of money as a 350 Pro Boost
Oh
car.
no,
Right.
no.
I mean, they're not cheap,
But
but
it's like,
still.
but that's the thing of just the grudge war. It's like, you know, that's where all of this stuff right here kind of gets skewed, you know, where it's a lot of people. I mean, Mark been around it long enough in that grudge world where most of the shit is talking more than racing. It's arguing and talking
Yep.
shit to each other more than it is racing.
Yeah.
I only have this year in, Boo, and I've complained about it every time we've talked.
It's almost every
Yeah,
Tuesday we say less cabbing and more racing because it's a whole lot of
Man,
cabbing
listen.
and a lot of racing.
I used to have grudge bikes, and I used to have them in the trailer, and I would just show up, and I wouldn't even take them out the trailer because that's just me.
Yeah.
I know they run. I know what they run. I always tell people I don't need to make 10 passes to go out there and see how slow my bike is. Like,
Yeah.
that's what people do. They keep the clock off so you can't see how slow they going.
Did I say that?
Yeah.
Did I
They
say
ain't
that?
going fast, most of them.
Mm-hmm.
You're not lying, man.
Yeah.
You're
me,
not
me,
lying.
me and Mac have talked about that. I say the same thing. They ain't cutting them clocks on so everybody can be
No.
embarrassed.
Yeah, no.
Good 440 going motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
440.
I mean, and that's what I'm saying. They do that, but
Yeah.
it's like it's all right. Like, if you don't have, you know, if you don't have the knowledge, or you don't have the pockets, or you don't have the means, just stay in your lane. You know, go talk to the dudes that you feel like you could beat and bet some money and race. Or, you know, again, like, I won't say no names, but there's a lot of people out here that just go to the racetrack, man, and their gratification is just going down the
Being there.
racetrack.
Yeah,
They
being
don't
there.
care if they win.
Right.
They don't care. They just want to make some laps.
Yeah.
Some people want to see how fast they can make their bike go,
Sure.
and that's it. They don't have no intentions of winning.
Yeah. Yeah, no,
You know?
absolutely. And
So-
I don't think the majority of 460 thinks that way, you know, meaning and from that
Nah,
respect.
four-
No.
460 is a battle, man. People want to win. There's some people that don't think they can win, but that's a personal thing of yourself if you go out there racing and think you can't win,
Yeah.
you know.
I agree.
But and And if you have that type of fight, you should be trying to figure out how you could get better to win.
I agree. Yeah,
You know,
and that's where I will say all the passion and all this shit comes from when it boils down to what went over or what went on over the weekend. It that's the desire to win. For me and for everyone else
yeah.
included. I mean, it's I am.
Well,
Go ahead.
well, it's people that, again, like just like I said, I think it all came from uh definitely in their mind, and I'm on here to clear it up too because I said it yesterday to Ronnie on the phone, so
Yeah,
it's not like I'm saying anything in indifference.
I understand.
In their mind, they were sitting there thinking that we came up with these grand schemes.
No way, man.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
I
that was
hope
the
you clarified
narrative
that.
that.
Did you?
Oh, I told him flat out, no, we don't go. We ain't never even talk about what to do.
We
Like
don't.
I I said flat out, you were tuning the new guy Troy
Yeah.
and Caesar,
Thank you.
and they just said flat out, man, if I got a race, if I ain't running good, you can pick me or
Right.
whatever.
Right.
And but that ain't no different than us saying, look, man, I got case in point, Mike Mays. Man,
Yeah.
look, Mike got 4 teeth broke off his front sprocket.
Right.
He's not gonna make this round. So that's a gimme to the next round. You know,
Sure.
and we didn't know that until after the pick and everything was already done.
I
About
know. I
Mike.
was like, did he share
But
it? But yeah.
well, he didn't even know. But
Oh, okay.
until he went back and started doing something
Okay. Well,
to
that
his
makes
fight.
sense. I didn't know that part of it. Yeah.
But in saying that, that would have been a way of somebody broke that I tuned, and I could have easily just said, okay, I'll take Mike and I get to the next round because I know he's
Exactly.
wounded
Right.
and whatever.
Sure.
But their thought was we had these grand schemes and whatever, and after the first round, where however it happened, I forgot who stole your pick or whatever because
I'll tell you who stole it. Robbie stole it, and then Ronnie stole it from Robbie and put Robbie in the bag. That's no team
right, but you
conversation.
were like the thing about it is y'all were qualified up in the top 10. So
Was I? I didn't think I finished there.
I think so. Y'all
I was
up
63.
there,
It was terrible. But okay.
Oh well.
Yeah, I don't think
Whatever
I was,
it
but okay.
Y'all were up above me and Troy and the new guy Troy, not Troy House,
Yeah, I was
but
Todd.
the new
You mean
guy
Todd?
Troy. Todd.
Yeah.
Todd. Okay, yeah. Y'all
Yeah.
was up above me and Todd.
I was.
So
Yeah.
we knew we were getting picked and then taken away and thrown in the bag and whatever else. You know what I mean? So that was gonna happen, but that was like all these picks happen, and then you got thrown in the bag.
Right.
So they literally thought. I know for a fact. Ronnie said he thought it was like
How could I
it
plan
was
it?
planned that
How
you
could
get
I?
thrown in the bag.
How could I plan that when the rule was instated 48 seconds before that?
Well.
You see what I'm saying, Boo?
Put it this way. No. From Ronnie's mouth was you were smarter than him right there at that moment.
Okay.
Come on, man. Really?
No. No, he said it like not saying it goes, damn, his job. Damn, he played that shit real smart. Ronnie's a competitor, man. He don't care if it's whatever it is, Ronnie gonna compete.
Well, don't be mad because you got outsmarted. I mean,
Thanks.
No. But what I'm saying, Mark, is he knew that soon as that rule got made, what Mac did was real smart, and he acknowledged it.
Okay.
Not saying you did anything different or you outsmarted him. He just said, "Damn, that was a smart fucking move."
Thank you.
To get picked, pick somebody,
Right.
somebody take it, and you get thrown in the bag.
Yep.
Now it's a crapshoot that 1, 2, and 3 in the points get each other that early or
There you
something
go.
like that.
Yeah. I mean, for me personally, I would have tried to get in the bag at that point if I were him. Ricky went right in the bag, like, you know. So it's like, all right, well, I'm
Yeah.
dancing in the bag then, man. Let's play odds.
Well, that's the thing is if you fighting for the championship and you up there in the points,
Mhm.
once Matt go in the bag, the next 2 or 3 that was there, if they really wanted that smoke,
Get in the
right,
bag.
jump in the bag
Get in the bag.
and get him.
Yeah, get in the bag.
Right.
Yeah, it's just too much, man. It's too much, man. I mean, like I said, it doesn't need to be that serious, and then that serious turns into what I'm gonna say shady conduct. I don't care what anybody says. You know, I was accused of calling him a certain word, didn't. I wasn't that guy. That was the guy in front of him that we showed the post of that called him that word a bunch of times,
Yeah.
not me. So, but the focus ended up on me. And for me, man, I'm over here like, I'm not playing cards here, man, but I'm still over here worrying about my own life. I don't need to be, worrying about balling my fists up. I'm not
Yeah,
trying to do that.
it don't need to be that.
I
It
didn't
just,
do that,
I
Boo.
mean,
Just so you know, I didn't do
well,
that.
I know what I'm saying, but for the power, for us to race and be able to race, if it means just go back to the basic old shit, everybody go in there, you get a chip, you pick a color, and you race. Or I'm sure they're gonna cry about that chip shit too, because then
Sure.
they'll start saying it needs to go back to being a ladder. Number one needs to run 16 because I'm pretty sure the ones that qualify and can qualify good all the time, they
Mhm.
definitely want to be able to have a cakewalk or
Of
a
course.
cherry pick or whatever instead of going in that bag getting that.
Well,
smoke
in all
right off
fairness,
the
and I'm
jump.
just going to throw this out here just to kick this dead horse one more time. The guy that threw the race was number 2 qualifier, 60 with a 1. If we're going to say who the biggest chooch is in this whole thing, and that's a dolled up word, we know who that guy is. Right?
Yeah, I mean, but that's what I'm saying. Like
Yeah, you
they
sidestepping.
like
You
to
tap
be
dancing,
that.
Boo Brown. You tap dancing.
They run that. No, I'm saying they run that number. They want to be able to take a cherry pick. That's what I just said.
You're
They
right.
don't want to get in that bag and get the smoke from round one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Fuck, I call him the biggest clown all the time. Well, I ain't cherry picking about that shit. I call him a clown to his face on a regular basis. Shit.
Oh, that's harsh. Oh, wow.
I'm just saying for the rest, it's like, if they want to race, all right, we go in the bag, or, I'm pretty. It's just like what I'm saying is, if you say you go in the bag, you got a chance of running number 1 versus number 2
I
and
agree.
shit like that, right?
Thank you.
Well, a lot of them don't want that,
Thank you.
so they're gonna cry about that. So 9 times out of 10, if we ever gonna race elite, we're gonna do points or anything like that. It's
Mhm.
gonna have to go to number 1, run number 16, and yada yada yada, so you can get rid of all the crime and just let somebody, that's what it's gonna be.
Right. Yeah, I
You know,
understand.
and that's the only way you're gonna do it, where it takes any voting, any other shit out of it, so that crybabies won't cry.
Yeah, and
And they know
I'll
I'm the
say it
first
to
person.
anybody else. I'll race anybody any given day, and it's not about being a badass. If you're there to race a class, when we go there in the car, it's the same aspect. In this particular case, get your money right, but we will race anybody that's on the same page as us. And 460, I have to go through
Yeah.
everyone if I'm going to win,
Right.
and I don't care.
Right.
Line them up, man. I
Yeah.
don't need ducks in the
I mean, that's
beginning.
an
I don't
index
care.
thing. That's the crazy thing. It's an index. You can all run the number.
Right.
Can you cut a light and
Right.
can you race the other
Good.
end?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Absolutely.
But you got dudes with their shit tucked that run around like the crying game, and they ain't gonna call nobody out. They ain't gonna do that. They don't have the balls to run Ronnie
You're
any
right.
time.
You're
You
right.
know what I
And
mean?
know,
Like,
and that's another sidebar to commend Ronnie. I mean, okay, I don't know where he was,
Yeah.
3rd or 4th in points. Call me out. Hell yeah, I don't blame him. I absolutely do not blame him. Took zero offense. And Boo, I think you'll attest to this. Last year, the second Virginia race, I was trying to go slow to get at the back of the ladder next to A to pair up with him, wasn't I?
Yeah.
Okay, so
But that's the difference is people don't understand that it's like if you trying to get number one, you
yeah,
got to knock number one off. You got to
absolutely,
stop number one from getting points.
absolutely,
Like, and
100%
it
agree. Don't blame
don't
anyone for doing it.
understand that if you
Go ahead.
if you running for points, you got to go after
Hmm.
number one. You got to take number one off.
I agree.
Period.
I agree.
But like I said, you got a lot of people that ain't willing to do that. They scared. They
Run around with their shit
they
tucked
run
in.
around
Their words,
with their
not
shit
mine.
taped up.
Like Ken
Yeah, they
dolls.
got their shit taped back like the crying game.
not
Got
tape
their
back.
shit duct taped back up under them.
Oh man.
You simple
That's
as
the
hell,
kind of
man.
shit. But same thing in the car world. I mean, I see it. I ain't even really in it like that, but I see the crying
Ugh.
shit. I see the,
He
all
deserves
kinds
a
of.
medal.
I see it in the stand betting money. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I don't even do that, but shit, you got people up there. They got uh uh turn my red off, do this, bet this, 2 to 1, 60 on 40, this and that.
Wow,
Where I
really?
go up in there, I go up in the stands and start telling people 200 on 100, 300 on 100. Like I'm doing stuff, and somebody told me I can't do that. You can't do that,
What?
man. Who the fuck are you? That's my money. I can do whatever I want with it. You know.
Oh shit!
And
I
and I
was telling
promise
Mark
you that.
before you called in how you ended up having to help the fella that Tyler Crossino hired to run his cars, and Rika goes, "Where do you think he's at?" I say he's in the stands betting. Just go look in the stands. I knew that's where you
Yeah.
were.
Oh man, we went to a race 2 years ago to that same King of the Creek, and I never been to a big car bracket race. Like, and all the dudes like they from all over the place, man. They up in the stands from Philly, from
Sure.
they all over the place, like betting.
Yeah.
They just got a group that just go there and bet,
Yeah.
and I mean by the end of day one, I was up close to 9,000.
Damn.
Yeah. He told me all about it.
In the stands right there betting on bracket cars.
Yeah.
Man,
He knows them all.
I didn't even realize they
He
bet on
knows them
bracket
all.
cars.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dude, they listen, and this is Boo right here. Like we call myself like I got an alter ego. It's Boo Bernstein, right? So I was already up, and I beat these dudes so bad between that. I don't even shoot dice, and I bet dudes on the dice game because they was picking on one of my other boys, Brandon Bachmeyer, and like we hit them for like another couple thousand doing that. Well, I I went to the snack bar, and I'm like, man, I'm gonna get me an ice cream sandwich. I'm like, oh man, you know what? Give me 50 ice cream
Man,
sandwiches.
let me get everybody a damn ice cream sandwich.
Did you
And I
really?
went over there and gave everybody in the stands an ice cream sandwich and told them, y'all so sweet, I bought y'all a treat. Yeah, take the ice cream sandwich for all of y'all. I start passing out Boo Brown Racing T-shirts to them and everything. Like, man, so I went up there this year. I made some little small bets, but for me, I just said, you know what? I pay attention. I talk a lot, but I'm not a dumb dude,
Right.
And I'm sitting there and I'm watching these dudes, and I knew from that time 2 years ago, I wasn't as sharp and didn't know the guys racing this weekend when we was racing. So I kind of fell back on the betting. I just bet a little bit here and there, this and that, but not crazy like I was doing when I knew what I was doing and who I was betting on.
Right.
Because this is all these dudes do. They travel around, Mark, like
It's insane.
you might travel, we might travel around a race. They travel around to watch it and bet.
Damn.
No shit.
There's a dude that races. I'm not gonna say his name because I ain't. He might not need people on the internet knowing it, but most people gonna know who he is.
Yeah.
There's a dude that races a car. He got maybe a couple cars, and he from the area. He bracket race crazy, right? He bet so much money, Mark. You would think he probably had 20,000 in his hand betting this week. And they said he went to Michigan and won over 30-something thousand in the stand.
Man,
Let's sell your car and go traveling. Betting.
man, shit.
Oh,
I need you to
so
drum these
bracket-
guys up in the stands when we run the car, man. Because
Yeah.
I goddamn if we can find any bets.
Yeah.
I wish you had. I wish I had the video. I seen you the video of me. You remember the thing Rico posted with me betting with all the money all the way across
I
the
remember it.
bleachers or whatever. But,
Yeah.
yeah, but that's how they do it, man. I mean, you sitting there betting. I was in the stands just on a bracket race, and it was I don't even know the guy. I don't know his name. I don't know him from a can of paint. But
Yeah.
they said he had a car, a nice, real nice car, and all this in bracket race. He was an Italian dude,
Mm-hmm.
and he just I guess it irritated him at how I talked and how because once that shit started tasting good in my mouth, I just let that shit fly. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it just that shit got good to me, and
Yeah.
I was just going crazy. And I think that shit irritated this dude, that this
Yeah.
motherfucker talk too much, or he this, or he that.
Yeah.
Well, I guess he must have thought because I was betting hundreds, 20s, 30, whatever we was betting,
Yeah.
he was going to punk me by, bet 1,000. It was the finals. Bet 1,000. Motherfucker, I'm up 9,000. He go I couldn't put that shit down fast enough. And this is in the stands. Like, what do I care if I started out in one pocket with like $400 and it turned to fucking 9,000. Do you
Right.
think I care about that $1,000 bet?
Right.
House money, man.
Yeah. So, I mean, we did that, and it's like, but just to say it, he was like he was gonna chump me from betting.
Yeah.
Or he was irritated by it. Well, I don't give a fuck if you're irritated. Put your money down.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I couldn't rub it in his face anymore. When I grabbed that $1,000, I said, "Look at your stupid ass face for throwing $1,000." Stupid ass. Like,
Oh, well, I think anybody on here which is majority of, and good on Mark for powering through an evening of complete motorcycle talk. We always touch on motorcycles.
Racing.
Yeah.
No, but that's why I tried to touch on the car stuff to tell you, like, with that car stuff, man, and that's why I'm saying this. It's like, man, get in the lanes, man. Stop all that talking. Stop all that bullshit. If you got something, you got it. Bring it out and race it. If you don't, you scared, get a dog. Bring a dog to the track.
Right. Jump in my back pocket.
Let him stand by you or something. But
Yeah. No, that's facts when it comes to you. What's the next outing on the grudge bike for you? XDA?
I'm not sure. Yeah, I guess XDA or something. Spencer just won this weekend, so he won the heavyweight class.
Oh, congratulations. Where'd they race this weekend?
Wherever he was at.
Yeah.
I think they was in Orangeburg or somewhere.
Damn. When do you leave for
Something
Bristol?
like
Tomorrow?
We're gonna probably leave Thursday if we go. And John's mom's not feeling too well, so it's like game time decision. So
Oh wow, man! I hope
if
she's
he
all right.
makes the decision, we're gonna be rolling up
Wow.
Thursday morning, Thursday afternoon.
Well, hopefully she's okay because I know he's been really wanting to focus on that.
Oh yeah.
For NHRA.
So we'll see.
Yeah. Oh man, Boo! I appreciate you coming on. We're gonna do a little bullshit talking about some car stuff, and
yeah. I
thanks.
appreciate y'all having me on, but hopefully we clear it up and get back to our 460 racing.
We'll see how it all shakes out, man. I appreciate you, love you, man,
Yeah.
and I'll talk to you soon.
All right, bro.
All right, boy.
Okay.
See ya. So anyway, going to the next order of business, I would say would be is there much to talk about the custom tees race?
Yeah, last week's race. I forgot what the hell it's called, to be honest. At Custom Tees, it looked like they had a pretty good turnout down there, and everybody.
Javon, can you speak on that at Custom Tees? I don't know if you were down there or if you can tell us what went on. I know, unfortunately, our boy Copperhead couldn't get the race he was looking for.
Yeah. I mean, we made a decent shakedown. It zipped the tire off the first run, and I threw a rag over the carburetor and got it go down the second run, and we were good to go. But I don't know. They said it got too late or whatever happened there. So
yeah,
whether it'll happen at a different venue,
yeah,
I guess time will tell.
Yeah. But I think you said next week is, this week, of course, like we were just talking to Boo, is DMV versus 302 is what Devin Harley said.
Okay, yeah, okay.
Thank
yeah,
you,
that
Devin.
Was, right.
Appreciate you,
And
brother.
I never saw any kind of win-loss,
Who won
yeah,
out of
overall, because it looked like they had a lot of racing going on.
Really?
But I just didn't see any. The DMV had 10 wins, the 302 had 12. I
Okay,
don't know. I
so-
didn't see any
Oh,
kind of,
nothing definitive.
Right.
Yeah, sorry, I can't report on any of that stuff. I will give a tip of the hat to Brian Lewis out in Midwest Pro Mod Series. I know he sent us a video. See if you can pull that up. He didn't get the win, but he runnered up. And forgive me, Brian, we were trying to have you on tonight just to talk a little bit about what you're doing over there, which is a good outing, man. To go to the final, I don't care what. It goes back to my boy Shifflett, man. Great outing for him. We left with some money. We can't complain there, man. It's some, unfortunate stuff kind of took place, but is it in there? Scroll up a little bit. It should be behind that. No, inside that.
Yeah.
Not to talk to you. You know way more to do with that fucking computer than I do, but I saw it earlier.
No, he sent it to
It's
you.
at the bottom. Yeah, he sent it to
you.
me. Oh shit, you're right. So it would be in that. So guys, we're trying to share the final of the Midwest Pro Mod Series.
And now he pulled it back down.
Really?
It was on here.
Yeah, I saw it. Oh, there it is. I'll send it to you.
Yeah,
Or should I send it to
Let's see
myself?
if-
I'll send it to myself. That way we
Yeah,
can pull it
let
up.
me-
That way we can just show it because even we don't know. I know he qualified good. I think he went on 362. Congratulations to you, Brian. Pretty badass. I don't care where in this country you're doing. That's Jimbo's.
Yeah, we could throw that up there because nobody's. Just so you guys can see. Let me see if I can figure this out here. Hopefully the sound works.
Come on in, Jimmy, fast. Yeah. I don't know where he went. I don't know if he was done hanging out with us or what. It's just good to bring that. That bike originally was my bike back in 2014 to 2016. Had a couple wins on that bike. Sold it to a fella out Midwest. Ended up getting it back, and the rest is history. I don't think it's leaving our stable. I may be a part owner back in that thing. I sent it to myself. It didn't.
Yeah, it didn't.
Still didn't.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know what's going on, but next up,
Well, I think
Larry T buy his track back. Douglas Ray, that's what I heard.
What's that?
Douglas Ray asked, did Larry T buy his track back? I don't think it was a buyback. I think it was a take back. I don't know all logistics. None of us will. But yes, he does have the track back. You care to share the murmurs you heard?
Well, I don't want to really get too much into the rumor mill, but I guess what Larry had told some people at the race that 302 versus DMV is that he's going to run the track now. They're going next weekend. They have Lions, Tigers, and Bears.
Yeah.
And I think Fred goes. He's going to have his lock-in show tomorrow night. Everybody else tunes into that.
Sure.
Get things going and promote that race. And I think after that race, the scuttlebutt is that he's going to do, I guess, what he had originally thought about doing, which is tear the track up and redo it.
That'd be great.
I'm going to guess Total Venue is going to come in there and tear it down and redo it. I'm not. Don't quote me on that. That's the scuttlebutt. I'm just going to leave it there because I didn't really get a whole bunch of information, and I don't want to go ahead and spread a bunch of rumors. I probably need to before next week.
Right.
Talk to Larry and get it from the horse's mouth.
Yeah, maybe we can
myself.
get some better information for next Tuesday. Who knows? I don't think Larry's one of those fellas. If anyone knows Larry that wants to be on a show and really get to talking, but maybe we can get a quote and find out some logistics. I'd love to see it. Last time we saw Larry when we had that really tough Sunday there, with Mark's car. You know, it's all smiles. Every time I see Larry, it's all smiles. I ain't never seen him mad.
Right.
I'm not saying he can't get mad, but he's all smiles to me, man. Anything I can do for you guys having a good time. So, you know, that's good, man. I just, you know, don't want to see the track go away. I mean, Fox, you know, if he is out, he had great intentions, did really good. Devin Harley just said the track was hooking this weekend. So thanks for sharing, Devin.
There you go.
So, you know, I'm sure Joe Slick was down there doing what Joe does and, you know, keeping the track prep.
Yeah, Fletcher, all the guys down there trying to do what they can do, and you know, if that is the case and they do their due diligence, I'm going to guess. I mean, from what he said when he came on here, oh man, I forgot his name. Getting old sucks.
Mass Traction?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Brian.
Me too.
Wasn't it Brian?
You could say John, Paul.
Yeah,
I'm terrible, man.
I
I have no help.
John,
You're
Brian,
not going to
whatever.
trigger me.
But he had you know, his schedule was kind of tight, so I don't know if they can fit. Maybe he's going to come back, fit him in, and knock it out. I'm going to guess you got probably 3 or 4 weeks of work if they jump on it and dig it up, get the concrete
really
laid back
rolling
down, and go back at it. But
well, the bad news for them would be to do it in the hot summer months because, you know, the racing's not as thick and heavy, but it's bad on them as the workers to go down and do that. Fair to say? Yeah. I don't know. You know, Billy Stewart, you're on here and you've been my buddy forever and a day. Man, I don't know how you guys do asphalt this time of year in this heat. It's as bad as roofers. I think we got Brian Lewis's final round, so we'll share that with you guys. Just to check out Midwest Pro Mod Series, man. I think they're badass. They're just out in the Midwest, and we don't get to see them. So I love that. You know, Brian's a good friend of mine. He's been on our show a couple times. Bought a couple trailers from him. One of the local guys bought a little S10 pickup truck from him. He's a good dude. So here you guys go. Final last weekend.
they need more of this stuff around here.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's a pretty badass deal they got there.
Yeah.
Bunch of fast cars, bunch of different power apps.
Yeah.
As you can hear, he's got that loud ass screw.
But yet his crew guy's wearing a Pro Charger shirt.
Right.
He did used to have a Pro Charger. He doesn't have that anymore. It's a screw. He got wise. Sorry, Brian. Thanks for sharing the video with us, man. Sorry you couldn't be on tonight. We're watching just like you guys are watching. I have not seen this video. Man, my man's leaving him there a minute, huh? I don't know who the other fellow is.
Oh, yeah, full tank.
Yeah. He's lit now.
Hey,
Brian let him
jump
go
right in. Come on,
Yeah.
bring your ass. Bring your ass, take this ass over. Oh, hell yeah. He left him sitting.
He did, but he lost.
Damn. Well, it moved over to the left. It looks like
Yeah, I don't know what the ETs were. He didn't share what the ETs were, but
let's get down here. It looks like it moved to the left.
yeah. Right there.
Right there.
A little bit.
The guy got by him.
Attack. Yeah, when the timing came back in, I guess.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Brian. I'm not sure who the fellow is that took the win light, man, but congratulations to you just to get there, man, because it's not a cakewalk out there.
No, them guys is really fast.
Yeah, you got some sledgehammers out there just the same. Well, guys, I guess if there's not too much else to
there's
talk about.
real quick.
Yeah.
Triggerman's race this weekend at Outer Banks. I think
Okay.
it's called No Medication, maybe.
Okay.
I think so. And I think there's a fairly decent crew of DMV cars going down there to try to jump in the deep end with those.
Oh, really?
Those fast ass cars. It's going to be hot as hell. In case I'm going to
talking
guess the
small
people
tire or
that are
big
going.
tire?
Yeah, it's all radial.
Radio.
It's at Orangeburg, so
Okay.
it's the painted.
I know
glue
this might
track.
sound like BS, but back in 2016, I inquired and was really close to buying that track.
What?
Facts.
You're
100% true. Hey, come on,
You're
man.
smoking crack.
Do I bullshit about anything?
Yeah, you bullshit about this.
I 100% dead ass. Beautiful facility, even at that time, man.
Right.
This is back in, like I say, 2016. I just sold my body shops, saw it advertised, had my agent reach out. We got to a point where, much like, I don't want to say most drag strips, but certainly that one, the asking price couldn't balance out because it was a cash business. Does that make sense? They couldn't show the revenue because it was all cash. How much were they pocketing?
Right.
And, to good old boy and shake someone's hand and go, trust me, you're going to make money. That's a little hard to do
Right.
as a businessman if you can't show me how.
Right.
But it was
right.
beautiful facility. I've personally never been there, so that's super cool.
Well, I haven't been there either, but I think I'm probably going to make the trek down there and see what it's all about. And
Next week, you're gonna go?
this weekend,
Oh, this weekend.
this weekend,
Oh,
that's
shit.
this
Okay.
weekend. Next weekend is Lion Tiger.
Alliance Tigers Bears. So when are you heading out?
Friday.
I didn't know that.
Probably
Cool.
Friday.
Good for you, man.
Yeah. Joker's got to work, man. Joker's got to work. Broke over here. He's broke.
I ain't buying that. I don't know about the broke.
I can't buy it because I'm broke.
Yeah, right. Maybe I need to buy it so you can buy it.
yeah, help a brother out.
Not me.
Yeah.
I'm going boating. I'm
So
going boating.
That's supposed to be a really big event, and
Cool.
Yeah, like I said, it's going to be 91 degrees all weekend.
Yeah, that's gonna
so
be brutal.
I don't think they've really run as most radio races go. Vampire They're
Vampire
not
shit.
going to run
Yeah.
until probably 7 o'clock, and then I think they run to 1 or 2 in the morning, something like that. So
We'll get some footage and some pictures
Yeah.
so we can talk about it next week.
Yeah.
That's cool. I didn't know that, man. I probably should know what he's doing. You know, I get the call. It's time to bring the snowsuit for the winter, or the
Right.
summer.
Right.
That's all I know.
Yeah.
So, was there anything else you want to talk about, Mark? Or we
No,
about wrapped up?
I think that just about does it.
Guys, I'm sorry for the boring report for most of the majority of the people that tune in for us to, talk
about
car
cars.
racing.
I don't know. The bike stuff is pretty neat.
I think it is, or I wouldn't be doing it. you
Well,
know?
yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
and racing's racing. There's drama
is.
all over the place. I mean,
It
I
is.
really think we need somehow the world could kind of move back towards having some integrity rather than just
Yeah.
bullshit.
Yeah.
In general, not just in force. I mean,
No,
in general, just, you
yeah,
know,
I absolutely agree, man. I
Um,
mean, I guess hearing Boo speak of the situation, speaking to the folks that we were talking about, they had a different take on what we did. They thought there was some sort
yeah,
of
some conspiracy
board.
Well, I
and-
mean, and that's
you
that's
know,
the thing. That's what I'm talking about with integrity. It's
Yeah.
got to be some
come on, man.
kind of.
What I will say, and I'll look right in the camera and say this: by the time we have those rider meetings, we might start feeling like normal people by then, because we go to sleep at 5 o'clock. If you think we're over here doing anything else other than just trying to wake up and put our leathers on, that's really what we're doing. So it's just not that serious for myself. I don't want to speak for Jimmy and John and Boo and all that. There really is no methodology, man. I will race anyone. So, having said that, sorry it all happened. I didn't provoke it, didn't create it. Damn sure not the one that, Greg Louganis into a fucking swimming pool, because that's what a certain someone did. And I'm, the view for me through these chemo eyes now is certainly changed with a couple of people. My view has changed. So on that note, it sucks. I appreciate everyone listening. Anything else you want to say?
No, that does it. Good luck to who is traveling. Be safe traveling down to Orangeburg. I'm sure you guys will tune in tomorrow to Fred's show to
Yeah.
talk about Lion, Tigers, and Bears. They're
Choose
trying to
locked in. Yeah.
hype that up for next weekend. Get you some locked in grudge races, and that is that.
Mm-hmm.
So
As always, Drag Cycling Cars, Red Cup Tech Talk. Thank you for the shirt. I really appreciate it. Till next Tuesday. Well, I'm sure we'll have plenty to say to
Yeah.
talk about.
that's it.
Good night, folks. Like,
Peace.
subscribe.
Cause I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Yo, I got a lot of shit to say, so I'ma do this every day. I'll be writing things until I'm fucking buried in my grave. 6 feet deep under, but my body won't decay. Cause my messages are timeless, so they'll put them on display. Oh yeah, I rap with a certainty, I have a sense of urgency. A message for eternity, for everyone internally. I had some people burning me, but now they fucking learn to see I ain't the one to fuck with, now they looking nervously. And I don't really care what you think of me, respectfully. You can kick rocks if you think you're fucking better, see. I will outwork you, turn you to an enemy. Hurt you so bad that you're gonna need some therapy. I got the motherfucking recipe. I've been cooking up hits, I'ma leave a legacy. You'll be looking small when you're standing right next to me. I'm 5'10", bitch, but I'm 10 feet. Cause I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Cause I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Yeah, I'ma do it my way. Yeah, I'ma do it my way.
I can't contain it, I'm coming out with a statement. You really changed, man, all your music and arrangement. You don't know shit, shut your mouth, you can save it. I'm the same dude that got his come up from the basement. 100 songs, 100 weeks, didn't change it. Experiments, development, intelligence, and patience. I'll do it all again, cause I never feel complacent. Let's keep the good vibes, positivity's contagious. I'm never looking back, cause I made a life that's passionate. A college graduate suppressing all his talents, yeah. He found a way to go and change, become an advocate. For taking control of your life, go out and battle. And you think you have a dream, then act on it. Get after it, get out your head and fucking capture it. You got one life to master it. Don't give up on your future, we all start losers. We're all late bloomers, gotta
I
struggle
don't
through
give
the
a fuck
sewer.
what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Cause I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want